You're listening to Force Majeure, an actual play Star Wars podcast. My name is Adam and I'm your host, and today's adventure will be brought to you after these words from our sponsors.
Let's go to the hut, oh baby, let's go to the hut, oh darling, let's go to the hut, oh baby, let's go to the hut.
Bita uma oare biba mo wadi baby diba meba uma mama umpati braka the heart iba umama.
Let's go to the hut. Available now.
You're listening to the Force Majeure podcast. My name is Ed Fortune, and I will be your games master for your listening pleasure. I have a lovely party in front of me, and I'm going to ask them all to introduce themselves, and I'm going to ask them a question as well, which is, who do you trust the most? Shall we start with Roy?
Hi, I'm Mim. I'm playing Roy, a modified B1 battle droid. I'm a bodyguard with a career as a hired gun, and I have an obligation of 40 to the Barr family. Obviously, the people that Roy trusts most are Barr's mum, Barr's dad. Anyone that Barr's mum and Barr's dad tell us we can trust, unless Barr doesn't trust them, in which case there's some really complicated mathematics to go into for everybody's significant levels of trust and trusting in their trustworthiness or untrustworthiness. Immediately, I trust the doctor because he's a doctor, and Barr's mum has always said, you have to trust a doctor. It's the only way to get him to take his medication. Kay, not so much so. Kay bolted as soon as things got tricky downstairs. He seems quite authoritative, which was initially quite interesting, but now it's nope, back to me and Barr. Me and Barr. I trust Barr. Barr trusts me. I'm trustworthy.
I'm Ross. I'm playing Dr. Smex Koram Denawa. I'm a serene and consular healer. My emotional strength is my compassion, but my weakness is my obstinacy. So the person I trust the most would be Princess Leia Organa, who sent me here as part of Galactic Rescue. This is the Alderaan equivalent of Doctors Without Borders. I'm on a rough world. It needs some assistance. I'm not just been sent here because I'm a doctor. I'm sure there's plenty of reasons I'm sure she sent me to here, but she's given me good cause.
If you don't mind me saying, I seem to recall in the background, this is actually light duties for you. Kina Bale is not a hot zone. It's a place where they're giving you a bit of a break from previous jobs.
Yeah, my visits to the bar suggest otherwise.
Hi, I'm Mikey. I'm playing Kay. I am a warrior starfighter race. My strength is also my compassion, but my weakness is my hatred. Kay doesn't trust anybody at all, certainly not himself, especially not himself. He certainly doesn't trust anybody that he's met today or yesterday. They're a bunch of untrustworthy reprobates, and they're probably going to get him into a lot of trouble, like we are right now, to be honest. But no, he's not one for trusting people, and as I say, certainly not himself.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm playing Tychus Barr, a Basilisk Sentinel Artisan. My emotional strength is my bravery, my emotional weakness is my recklessness. The person I trust most, more than anyone else in my life, is of course Roy. Roy's always been there for me, as long as Barr can remember. Roy was his oldest friend, his nanny, his bodyguard, his pet. They've been inseparable ever since the crib. The other person that Barr trusts the most is Carween, who is a gilded bounty hunter and an Ugnaught, and Tychus' best friend, aside from Roy. Carween taught him how to gamble, how to cheat, how to race swoop bikes, how to fight, how to shoot. And though they don't see each other that often anymore, because being a gilded bounty hunter, Carween's often about throughout the galaxy doing illicit things for nefarious people, when they get back together, it's like no time has passed whatsoever. You know, they're straight back into that easy conversation, that comfortableness in each other's company, and yeah, maybe there's a little bit something more to it than just being friends.
The Force, they say, binds us, moves us. Some of the ancient Jedi texts point out that every living thing, and even every not living thing, everything, has some sort of energy within it. The Force, they call it. It binds us all together, it brings us all closer. There are slightly darker texts out there that point out that this is not necessarily a good thing. That if everything is connected, then if you can hurt one thing, then surely it's easier to hurt others at the same time. those texts aren't very widely distributed, thankfully, for the galaxy. Talking about a spreading out of pain, the party are currently at Vin's Fort, an abandoned old Star Destroyer that they're using to shelter from a ruined storm. Unfortunately, the watering hole that they're currently in, well, it's gotten a little bit exciting. The villagers appear to not be themselves, and they are possessed of dark eyes and black veins running across their skin. Their actual skin is now ashen grey, and the only thing they want to do is hurt everyone else. Party, describe exactly what's going on with you right now during the barricade, because you're all somewhere behind the barricade.
Well, I think Tychus isn't behind the barricade at the moment. He's on the outside of the barricade, having just bolted shut the hatch that leads down to the cellar where Garrett Tane is presently decomposing, hopefully. And with Roy being right next to him, I think we're on the other side of the barricade, but only just on the other side of the barricade.
Roy is standing near Bar, but facing away from him so he can make sure no one sneaks up on us. Because we're gonna. I don't know what, but we're gonna.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Kay is freaking out. Kay is not doing well at all. He's standing behind the barricade, but he's not entirely sure the vision from downstairs is over yet, because he had the vision and then all hell broke loose. So he is not doing very well. He's behind the barricade, but he's not hiding behind it. He's standing bolt upright and staring. Those people close enough to him notice that there is fear in his eyes. He is not doing well.
The doctor is also behind the barricade, and his recent patient, Tychus, has just bolted towards the barricade, over the barricade in order to seal that hatch. The doc's trying to take stock of his situation quite quickly, I think. But at the minute, he's hunkered down.
You can just hear Roy shouting, "Doc, he's feeling much better. Well done."
The camera pans over the scene where we see a Chadafan cyborg getting back to his feet and biting the ankles of another villager and doing a sweeping kick to knock them down as he stands up.
Get into work. Good lad.
We see the thermal wolves, orphans all, refusing to die as they pull out melee weapons and start squaring off, except one who is fiddling with something very large, very heavy, and very deadly. We see the remains of the Shattered Oath opening fire with volley shots, and we see 2 scout troopers on the ground, unconscious and as yet unlooted. Can I have coolest initiative tests from the party, please?
I have 2 successes and an advantage.
I have 1 success and 4 advantage.
I also have 2 successes and an advantage.
Roy has got 2 advantages, no successes.
The villagers appear to be in 2 distinct mobs, flanking you from the saloon door entrance and also from the windows. The window mob is smaller. Alas to say, by a very fractional margin, and surprise to everyone, the saloon door mob goes first. Ross, one of the villagers grabs you, and you appear to have been dragged. You're being dragged out of the barricade as a swarm of arms starts coming to you and starts to drag you over the barricade. As you struggle, there is a crushing grip, and you take 6 damage, please.
Okay. There's just 6 wounds minus soak, yep.
Minus soak. And also I'll give you an opportunity to make a force roll. Is it force heal that you have?
I have a force heal.
Can you roll a single force die, please?
Who am I healing? With 2 dark side points.
Okay, so as you touch skin with one of the villagers,
right,
you get a flash, you get a vision.
Okay.
Of their life, of all the happy things that have happened, of the time their first child was born, the time that they won a massive game of Sabak and were able to pay off all their debts, the time that they met their first wife, the time that they met their second wife, the time that they met their third wife, the time that they all found out.
How far apart were those events? Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm getting a lot from this person.
And you feel a force within you. It's this miraculous force that sometimes has come into your life. If you want to take those dark side points, something interesting will happen. Otherwise not.
Give in.
Yeah, this is the thing. Dark side's not really that pleasant, is it? But something interesting is going to happen. And at the minute, it's not like I've got an awful lot of time to think. So, I was just huddled behind this barricade, and I didn't realise, I was in reach. So I'm caught off guard a bit here. Yes, I'm going to go for the interesting thing.
Okay.
I'm scrabbling for what's going on.
Okay, so you'll need to take strain for using dark side points and flip a light side to dark.
Two things happen. Firstly, those memories are now yours.
Okay.
As in, you literally feel them transfer. You look into the person's eyes, you see the darkness fade, you see all of the crystals shatter out and start to literally just fall out of their body, pull out.
Okay.
And you have in your palm, like, dust, powder, and they're normal again. Their eyes, their eyes are normal.
Okay.
Their skin is normal. The veins have gone. They're still in a crowd of zombies.
Yeah, they're not in a good situation right now.
They're not in a good place right now.
Is that the one that's grabbing me?
Yes, he was holding you and now he's stopped.
Right.
So you're no longer kind of grappled, but you're not in a good place.
Can I take this opportunity to get back into cover and possibly pull this guy back down with me?
We're back to party action, so who wants to go next?
I'm going to take advantage of this moment to grab this guy and pull him back down into the barricade, and preferably further out of reach of them, because
Can I have a brawn roll, please?
brawn roll. This should be fun.
Difficulty will be 1,
One advantage.
but no success.
No, the success and failure cancelled out.
Okay, so rather than getting into cover, what you've done is you've definitely got them.
Okay.
And you've twisted around. So in a positive way, you've gotten someone who is a victim of something out of harm's way, but
Okay.
you put yourself into harm's way.
We're presently stood up and backing
Yeah.
off a bit. Sort of like Kay is at the minute. Stood up
You've essentially
in the
grabbed
side.
someone,
Yep.
and the momentum's allowed you to over and under and throw them across.
Right.
So you're out of the grapple, as it were, but you're about to be grappled again because you're surrounded by undead hands.
Okay, I'm going to
say
also say
undead.
help. I'm going to say it better than that.
How loudly do you say it?
Help!
All right. Having heard help from the doctor, Roy is going to be like, oh, I think I need to be over there now.
You go get him out, Roy. I'm fine over here.
Okie dokie. I don't know that they're all nice, normal people. Quite tempted to go back to the earlier order and revert to full automated.
That's what I'm going to be doing, so crack on.
Just save one of these people.
Yes.
I don't know how,
I
but...
think
And that is your good deed.
Right.
When it comes to totting up morality, that's good. We're going to do less well on that one, I think.
yes, I'm afraid so, because I have a heavy blaster carbine, and I'm going to aim it at the legs of the massive crowd. Because most of our people are behind the barricade, so they should be fine.
Yeah, behind the barricades isn't as safe as you thought, because I've just found that out.
Yeah, but your legs aren't about to be shot off, so it's a little bit safer than that. So yes, I'd like to take aim. Looking at where I am, I should be. Is there a group in front of me that's mostly zombies?
Yes, so there's two hordes. There's the horde that are currently trying to drag the doctor into their sticky embrace, and there's the larger horde that are trying to that come from the saloon doors that are trying to drag the rest of you into their sticky embrace.
Don't want to shoot the doctor. So I'm going to go for the horde through the door to stop it from getting worse.
Okay.
Okay, how do I use this big blaster?
It will be a ranged heavy test. What's the range on it? Are they short, medium?
I've got
It's
medium.
short. Everything here is short range.
So that's only 1 purple dice, plus an extra blue for aiming.
It's not a very big bar. It's worth pointing out as well that most of the doors and most of the structures in this bar, because it's made out of an old crashed spaceship, everything is pretty much heavy metal with some organic stuff thrown in. So things are more likely to ricochet. Just so you know.
Oh, well, now you've said that. We're still going to do it.
Yeah.
Because it'll be interesting. So, my heavy blaster is actually embedded in my arm. So there's a little bit of shuffling around as one of my arms opens up, blaster comes round, and all you can hear is, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And he's taking aim at the floor primarily, so he's aiming for ankles and feet to make everybody fall over. He's got it in his head that this is going to be incredibly cute, as they're all going to just tumble. Okay, that's quite nice for me. That's 3 success and 2 advantage.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
No, 3 success. No advantage.
So what damage is that?
It's damage 10.
So that's 13 damage.
So,
Spread between a lot of ankles.
firstly, as your arm transforms, one of the Bowfins gives you a look and a thumbs up. It's the same Bowfin who is currently working on his own heavy weapon at the moment, but seems to be a fan. Secondly, you open up on the floor. There is no screaming, and most of them start falling down. They cut down. You make a particularly wicked shot at the one at the front as you adjust your aim down. It takes it full in the chest, and it explodes into ash. It literally takes it full bolt in the chest and just falls to ash. There is black dust falls from the collapsed body. Then you open up your attack, and people start falling to the floor. There is no screaming.
Well, that's unnerving.
Yeah.
I think they need a medic.
Oh, good! I think they've got one!
Therein lies the problem.
They are annoyingly at disadvantage because they've been slowed down, but as they head towards... Oh, who am I going to pick on?
Ed,
Yes.
it's probably important that I have one defence, so you roll one less dice for me.
No, it gives a black die.
Is it? Oh, extra black dice, sorry.
Plus any additional defence of being in cover.
Where are you hiding at the moment?
I'm on the barricade.
You are grabbed. Can you take 7 damage, please?
Yep.
You're grabbed and you are also now engaged. And what's basically happening is they are clawing at you and trying to pull you away. They're also affecting there's other people on the barricade who are equally being affected, by the way. We see a couple of Bowfins go down. One of the scout troopers has gone. Has just been dragged away. They were on the floor, and then suddenly something has reached over, and they've just gone.
Oh, what a shame.
All the Shadow are still there, mostly because one of them has a very large stick and is just like jamming them off. The others are just shooting at things and keeping them away. They're fighting to back away rather than offense. They're fighting defensively. But we see Kay essentially grabbed by a great many arms and dragged through the barricade. That zombie, we have party action.
Well, they've already gone, so if you want to do something, and then I will react at the end.
Okay, so they've dragged out the doc, they've dragged out Kay, they're dragging out other people. Tychus has had enough of this foolishness. Pivots on one knee, braces Clementine. I'm spending 2 manoeuvres to aim, and then I'm going to follow Roy's example and unload at knee height. And attempt to blow them both off, Kay and off the other people, while swearing in Huttese while I'm doing it. Because they're engaged in melee, that upgrades my purple to a red, unfortunately. But are there any setback die or the boost die or?
The boost dice and setback dice you're in very very short range, and that's both an advantage and a disadvantage. So I'm not going to throw you further penalties, and you're not currently grabbed.
Yeah. So.
I believe in you.
That's me swearing in Huttese, by the way. Have fun with that. That's the one. That's the stuff. That is 3 success and 2 advantage. I'm using those advantage to trigger blast.
Oh, okay.
Which will, actually, how big a group is this? 'Cause
it's the larger group.
Because blast hits everything that's engaged with my original target. Will that also frag K? It will, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it will.
Boo.
We'll save bits of you.
No, okay, so I'll do my flat damage then, which is 11 damage. Can I have those 2 advantage then to be this? I take out the one that's holding K, and you can spend 2 advantage to give someone a free manoeuvre, so it blows the one's holding K down, which allows him to then get back on the other side of the barricade.
Okay, I'm happy with that. What also happens is you blow a great big hole in some of the planking, and there's a creaking and crashing noise as a whole of them tip down into the bowels of what is essentially a town built on top of a spaceship that's built on top of a spaceship that's built on top of a spaceship. Another thing that happens is one of them also vaporizes. Cool. Again, with the bolt, takes the bolt in the chest, and you all observe this time as the black dust moves. It doesn't fall to the floor, it moves to where the other dust fell, so literally like a ghost whispery moves across.
Is this including the dust that was recently in my hand?
The dust that in your hand is still in your hand.
Okay, fair enough.
The dust in your hand is also not black. And we're at Kate.
Okay, so I use the manoeuvre to get back over the barricade then. I nod to Tychus and point my gun at the closest one and let rip. So they're at close range, are they not?
They are indeed at close range.
Right, okay. And I don't have the disadvantage now because I'm not being tussled with.
But you can spend your manoeuvre to do an aim.
I will do.
Because you don't need to use your manoeuvre to get back over the barricade.
So that is 4 successes, no advantages. So that is 11 damage.
Into the big crowd.
Into the closest one. So yeah, the big crowd that's engaging the barricade.
Essentially, they are not moving. You see more vaporizations.
These were the ones that were attacking us,
Yes.
right? I haven't just shot a lot of people lying down.
They're the ones that were still trying to get towards you.
Okay.
And then the thermal wolves. The last guy opens up his... Now, it's only really Tigers who gets to appreciate this. It's a modified E-Web. It's got all sorts of weird twiddly bits on it. And it's clearly been designed to be packed away very easily and then repacked. It's probably not as powerful.
Anyone watching Tychus, especially probably just Roy's automatic, knowing about him, just sees his gaze just get drawn to this E-Web and his mouth open this big old grin and just start breathing very, very fast.
It opens up. There are some more vaporizations, and the larger crowd does not seem to be moving at all now. There's still mourning, there's still things on the floor, but everyone has taken the hint of shoot down. So it's a good place to open a prosthetic legs factory. And back to the start, there is still a smaller crowd.
What's happened to the guy I've just flung on the floor who's no longer affected?
He's now in the middle of the barricade.
Okay.
He doesn't really know where he is. Doc, can you take 5 damage, please? You get grabbed again, and you are yet again being pulled into danger. Party.
Can I do that thing again?
Now that you have a rough idea what you
Yeah, I mean, it's a high pressure situation, and I don't know how coherently I'm reacting to it, but nevertheless, I've grabbed one and I've pulled him out, and that seems to have made him better, and I seem to have done something which has made him better. Can I do that to the next person?
Okay, make a force heal check. Is it a light side or
It's
dark
2
side?
light side.
Nice.
You pull to the force, and you kind of draw upon those memories that you pulled out, those very pleasant memories that aren't of you. Several things happen. Firstly, those memories go back into a big pool of collective consciousness. They leave you. Secondly, you reach out and you feel that everyone is connected to everyone else. And you touch and you heal. And you feel darkness leave the person that you touch. And then you feel it leave the person that they touch. And then slowly but surely you feel it start to drift away. And you are stunned as you are overwhelmed with an absolute pile of really horrible things. Really just horrific, sad moments of loss. Strange foreign memories that are not yours overwhelms you, so you're stunned for at least a round. You don't even get to make a cool test. It's not a thing. But you are now surrounded by noble people who look very confused.
We shoot them.
Yeah, I'm concerned that might be about to happen, but not that concerned because I'm about to collapse on the floor and go, ouch.
What everyone else sees is a big white glow. It's not blinding, but it's a big white glow.
Coming from the doctor?
Coming from the doctor and bouncing across like a kind of fluffy glow of energy.
What's Roy's opinion of doctors now?
I didn't know they could do that.
He's very well lit as well, because he's got a massive forehead because he's got obviously Syrian. So that's he's glowing all the way through.
I'm a lighthouse.
So the people that are around the doctor, is it obvious and visible that all their kind of black eyes and polluted veins have gone? Do they still look like a clear and present threat to our...
You were focused on the larger mob that was further outside.
They look really surprised. You take stock, and there's still some people who look a little bit... They're like standing next to people who look a bit grey and weird, and they look not grey and weird, but also really confused.
But they don't have the black eyes anymore.
You don't have the black eyes or the black
quite
veins.
a good key.
Also, you're covered in dust.
Okay.
Oh no, he's been turned into one of them. Shoot him! Shoot him!
It's white dust, but you're covered in dust.
You didn't know I could do that.
No, I didn't.
So, party action.
Match that.
There are more of them. More of them.
Yeah, there's still
Yeah, the
lots.
other group are bigger.
Yeah. Can I go?
Yeah.
I look towards Tychus and say, I'm going to get the ship. I leap over the barricade and run towards the door. I know that Roy has levelled a fair bit of the people at the door, so I'm going to try and dart round them, use my action as a manoeuvre, and use my extra manoeuvre to move even further, to do a double move.
Are you going out the saloon doors, or are you going out the door at the back of the bar?
Which is the direct way to the
Saloon doors are the quickest way around.
saloon doors then?
Okay, they're quite low down now because
Yep.
mostly they have broken legs, so you kind of easily jump over them. Can I have an athletics roll, please?
Sure it's not coordination? Because that's the one to dodge a lot of people.
Go for coordination.
While he's running, having had that nod, then I'm going to shout over, sorry, give him some supporting fire! Clear him a path!
4 successes.
You make it outside. The weather seems to be letting up, and there's a collection of bikes.
I'm going for our ship. Our ugly, I am, because it's covered. It's maybe a little bit further away, but that's the thing I want to drive.
Okay, you paid for it.
Yeah.
You can get into the driver's seat next round.
Okay.
I don't need to clear away. Let's go.
He's literally done a really effective kind of jumping, dodging manoeuvre.
I prefer to think that he used their skulls as stepping stones.
We are contributing.
We are.
What's the situation then? So there's one group that's around the doctor that are no longer wibblified, and there is some moaning cripples that we've shot the legs out of.
There's some moaning cripples. There's still some shambling types who are now kind of starting to shift together and coordinate one final attack. So they're kind of in the corner of the bar where conveniently the barricade is weakest. They kind of shuffle along to that direction.
But they're no longer grabbing any of our people, are they, by this point? They're kind of constituting.
So the people who are at the front who are doing grabbing,
yeah,
they have been crippled,
yeah,
or they've been healed.
Oh, right. Well, if Roy doesn't mind, now that I can unleash blast, should I get enough advantages without worrying about fragging K, then I'm going to continue taking careful aim with Clementine and then fully automatic at their kneecaps.
Okay, they're going to love you in this stuff.
We can heal them afterwards, right? We've got a glowing doctor.
So that is 2 successes, 1 advantage and a triumph. So
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
My suggestion is that you hit a power relay and does a lot more damage.
But no, it would do good things. It would give them electricity and make them strong and powerful again. Don't make the wibble wobble face at me. It's my triumph.
Yeah, no,
what a good thing.
No, it's not going to do that. It's literally the relay will explode.
Then
damage.
Then I shall.
I was going to say, do you trust the GM?
I'm not going to turn a triumph into
into despair.
If it was a despair, then it would boost them. But you've not rolled despairs annoyingly, or used stuns or electric powers.
Yeah, yes, it's almost like we watched what was happening and learned. I will do that then. I'll black that with the triumph, and that is 10 damage plus the triumph.
You effectively end the mob. They are a series of chain disintegration.
No disintegrations though.
As they well, that is a thing that your bounty hunter friend has said to you several times whilst chuckling and then talking about disintegrations. So yes, they're a series. They vaporise is the short version. Yet again, you see the wispy. If you're being superstitious, they're ghosts. If you're not being superstitious, it's black particles, literally going into one source.
For my advantage, can I identify where that source is? As in, is it a conglomeration in the room? Is it out the room? Is it?
It's where Roy vaporised someone.
Yep.
It's there.
Cool. Well, hopefully Roy's got eyes on that.
Roy would like to move towards the things crawling on the floor and start throwing them towards the doctor.
Because the doctor is in a fit state to do more at this point.
When we say throw, do we mean like mechanically catapult?
We mean as if to pick them up and almost like a bear slide them along the floor towards the doctor, because he clearly knows how to fix them now.
Just skimming shamblers at him. These are a gift for you.
This is how Roy thinks doctors work. You give them people who are sick, and they make them better.
Oh, that's just beautiful.
Obviously, they switch on at some point in the middle and they glow light.
Yeah. See, that's what happens when you get plugged in properly. I mean, if any of
I'm
them
not in a fit state to correct.
If any of them are conscious, I'd like to, bop them on the head, and if they have their feet with them, I'll throw those along afterwards.
You taught Roy everything Roy knows. Stop giggling.
So, I'm just going to check. Of all of us here, who doesn't have the morality score?
So, what happens whilst you're shoveling people? We have one more party action, I believe. No, we don't.
No.
That was my party action.
So, we're out of round. What essentially starts happening very quickly is Twerk and his gang, the Miakas, have gone. They have lit out. You see them running towards their bikes.
Mm-hmm.
They have had exactly the same idea.
Yeah.
They are out of town. Incidentally, There are only 2 stormtrooper scout bikes left. There were 4.
Okay. Which is probably where one of the ISB agents gone, because you didn't mention him
Not at all. And the Shadow start leaving as well, and the Feral Wolves start looting the Scout Trooper.
Seeing as everybody's escaping, what I would like to do is I would like to steal the scout bikes as well.
Okay.
We can lash them to the side of our Ugly. Our Ugly is basically lashed together in itself.
So you get you see the makers running towards their bikes. You go, oh, everyone's leaving, and you start. It's a good time to start looting.
Yeah.
Okay. The Doctor recovers.
Okay, good.
You have the world's worst cosmic hangover.
And possibly a lot of patients surrounding me at this moment. Some of them above me.
Some of them biting at you and clawing at you because they're still alive.
Why were they biting me? I thought that we stopped them from doing the biting bit.
Not all of them are...
You stopped the ones that originally grabbed you, not the ones that Roy's thrown at you while you're comatose.
You're having zombies thrown at you.
I did bop him on the head.
Sorry.
Okay, how much time do you want to spend trying to ameliorate this condition now that they're mostly the ones that are still alive?
Which condition? The massive hangover, or the things being thrown at me, or the treating them?
I was thinking about treating the people, but I mean, you also have essentially in rules wise.
Yep.
If you ever want to try this trick again,
okay,
you'll have to make a cool test first, and it'll be an onerous cool test as well, because now you know what it's like to do this. It is literally like dipping into someone else's soul, and it's not nice. Because people, even the nicest person has dark secrets, and you don't know what you're going to get out of the day.
Right, so I'm approaching this with caution is not the right word considering things are being thrown at me, so I'm not really approaching so much as still having to duck.
Out of round, you can take time, maybe have a strong drink, and duck droids throwing people at you.
Is the drinking going to hell?
It can't harm. It really can't harm.
It can't, but I'm in doctor mode at this point because I'm actually treating people. I mean, it's a new trick I've learned.
What are you treating? Are you treating their infection, or are you treating the fact that they've got extremely damaged legs?
Well, I mean, I was treating the fact they were being thrown at me, but I'm if that could stop happening just for a moment.
Do you want to try the healing trick again?
I'd like to try the healing trick again.
You'll need to make a cool test first, unless you want to spend time doing it. So you can spend a couple of minutes psyching yourself up and then do it. But if you need to do it in combat rounds, it's always a cool test.
Can Roy's absolute belief and the fact that he's looking at the Doctor and clearly holding half a zombie under one arm and giving him a thumbs up.
That's a blue die.
Can that help
yeah.
him?
Are you providing a sort of now slightly more organised, more assembly line fashion?
Oh yeah, all you can hear in the background is
Right, so I don't need to cool because I'm fortified.
Yeah.
So what am I rolling? I'm just rolling a force die with a blue die.
If you're spending time, then you don't need to make a cool test. You just need to roll a force die.
So what is Roy helping me with?
Alright, I'm not then.
You're not.
You are,
but I thought you were about to do it in a hurry. That's all.
Oh right, no. I'm assuming we're not in a rush because nobody's told me that we're rushing out, following everybody else out there. I've got a light side point.
You push, and now that you have time, it takes time. The first time you did it, you didn't know what you were doing, and you were blindly lashing out in the force. Now you kind of learned a new trick. Normally you can't area effect force heal, but because of the way this works and the weirdness of this, you're kind of drawing. This is essentially a new trick. This is not the way it would normally work mechanically. Two things happen. Firstly, it's a nightmare to do. This is horrible. Like, it's doing it properly. You're kind of. You're going to have nightmares. Every single horrible thing that you've done or you've been in that you've seen gets repeated in your head. And you're kind of wallowing in it as well.
Right. And that's including the last few minutes when it happened to all the other people. Okay.
So it is not nice. Secondly, you are covered in white dust. They all appear fine. And now it's up to you whether you want to do general medical rolls and how much time you want to waste and how many medical supplies you want to waste on treating broken bones.
Well, I'm assuming that nobody else that's in the room, such as the rest of my party, is reacting to rush this along. So I'm going to keep treating people because that's the thing I do.
Well, the thermal wolves look at you, give you a thumbs up and go,
Good on you, mate.
it says, with a dingo smile,
I won't get the treasure now. See ya.
and then it leaves. And on that note, with the party deciding where to go next, clue, it's away. We'll talk to you again. Tune in next time to find out, will Roy ever stop making bunny foo-foo noises and bobbing zombies on the head and passing them to the Doctor? Will Kai ever actually get that drink? Will Tychus ever find the largest gun in the galaxy?
Yes, the wolves have it. And
Oh, my sweet summer child.
Oh, there are bigger guns.
There's always bigger guns. Until next time, we have been Force Majeure, and this has been the Shadows of the Jedi.
Force Majeure is played using the Star Wars Force and Destiny game system from Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Our intro music is Actionable by BenSound, and our outro music is Suburban Outlaw by Forget the Whale, both used with gratitude under Creative Commons license. For more information about all the other music, sound effects and everything else used in the show, please see the show notes for specific bits and the credits page of our website for more information. Speaking of the website, we are all over the internet at present. We have a web page, we have an Instagram, we have a Facebook, we have a Discord, links of which are all in the show notes, and we can most commonly be found on Twitter at Force Majeure Pod. So come along and interact with us, we'd love to hear from you all. We also have a Patreon as well, details contained in the show notes if you want to support us that way. If you fancy leaving us an iTunes review, we'd also be very grateful for that. Lets us know that we're telling the stories that you all want to hear. Until next time, may the Force be with you.